How much should Quest 3 cost? I put up a poll in this channel a couple of days ago asking that very question because I wanted to get a gauge for what you all felt would be a fair price. Most of you voted between $400 and $500, with the second most votes being $400 or less. In this video, we're going to review the hints we've gotten from Meta executives over the past few months. I'll give my official prediction on the price point, and later we'll talk about the emergence of other headsets that will actually help Quest 3's perception of value. We're not likely to get the official prices to the next Meta Connect event this fall, though as I record this message, the Meta Quest Gaming Showcase is a few weeks away, and there's a slim possibility we'll get some Quest 3 information there. First, let's start with what we've heard from Meta. Mark Zuckerberg did an interview with Stratechery back in October 2022. In that interview, which was mostly focused on the then upcoming Quest Pro, he said, quote, "There will be a Quest 3, and that's in the price range of $300, $400, or $500, that zone," end quote. Meta's Vice President of Virtual Reality, Mark Rapkin, said in a leaked staff meeting that Quest 3 will be, quote, 2 times thinner and at least twice as powerful as Quest 2, but costs a bit more. "We have to prove to people that all this power, all these new features are worth it," end quote. Meta's CTO, the Chief Technology Officer, Andrew Bosworth, said in an Instagram Ask Me Anything that Quest 3 would not have the eye or face tracking included with the Quest Pro to keep the cost down. Here's that clip.
It's going to be a little while. It's going to be years. The reason is simple. All those extra cameras and the compute power required to actually do the face geometry and the recognition just has a lot of trade-offs with it. And one of the main trade-offs is cost.
Finally, circling back to Mark Zuckerberg, in a company conference call in April, he promised Quest 3 would launch at a, quote, accessible price that's within a lot of people's budget. It's a well-known fact that Meta subsidized the price of the Quest 2 when it first launched, meaning the retail price, originally $300 for the OG 64GB model, was close to the actual cost Meta incurred to make the headset. There's no official bill of materials available because Meta surely cut some deals with companies like Qualcomm to buy raw materials en masse, but they've been open about having subsidized the cost. Once you factor in research and development, manufacturing, distribution, and the cut of revenue resellers like Walmart and Amazon take, Meta clearly lost money at the $300 price point. The base price was raised to $400 in August of 2022, citing rising manufacturing and materials costs. Even at $400, it's hard to see Meta turning much of a profit on Quest 2 sales. I've always felt that Meta shot themselves in the foot long term with the $300 price tag. While I appreciated being able to finally afford a VR headset of my own, it did skew the public perception of how much a VR headset should cost. Double back to the poll I ran on the channel, where a lot of you thought Quest 3 should cost less than $400, and there's definitely a perception problem here. As for my prediction, I think Mark Zuckerberg throwing out $300 as a potential price was a mistake, given this was 2 months after the $100 Quest 2 price increase, so at $300, the Quest 3 will be selling for $100 cheaper than its predecessor. I'd be more than happy to be wrong on this point, but I doubt it. The 256GB Quest 2 currently retails for $430, so using that as a base and adding on about 15% for the new model, I'm predicting $500 for the smaller hard drive Quest 3, $600 for the model with extra storage space. If you think that price is a bit high, and frankly I would not blame you if you did, especially if you got your Quest 2 for lower than that, just think about what else is available in the VR market right now. ByteDance's Pico 4 launched with a price of £379, which translates to $421, but ByteDance also subsidized the cost of that headset, just like Meta. PlayStation VR 2 launched in February with a price of $550, not including the additional cost of a PlayStation 5 if you didn't already own one, and those start around $400. HTC just launched the Vive XR Elite with similar specs to the Quest Pro for $1,100, and we got Big Screen Beyond coming later this year for $1,000 just for the headset, not including base stations and controllers. Given how many people balked at most of the prices I just listed, this may not line up with Mark Zuckerberg's promise of Quest 3 being at an accessible cost, but to be honest, I think he was saying that in reference to Quest Pro's original retail price of $1,500. Even at Quest Pro's new price of $1,000, Quest 3 is still going to be several $100s cheaper than that. And let's not forget the new kid on the block, Apple. Apple's VR headset is rumored to retail for $3,000, putting that in the upper echelon of VR headset costs with companies like Pimax and Varjo. At $500 for the base model, Quest 3's price would only be more expensive than Pico 4 and Quest 2, which are both less powerful headsets. It would still be cheaper than the PlayStation VR 2, with a bigger model coming in at $50 higher, though still cheaper if, like me, someone also has to buy a PlayStation 5. I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments about how much you think the Quest 3 is going to cost, and more importantly, how much you yourself are willing to pay for it. If you enjoyed this video, let me know with a like, and be sure to subscribe for more VR content. I'll be doing a lot of Quest 3 coverage leading up to the launch later this year. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.